Hey guys, I want to talk to you about the pre-DLC Skaven and what we've learned from our practices against the Wood Elves in our preparation for the free Wood Elf DLC. If you guys are interested in winning this DLC, all you have to do is post a comment, look me up on Steam, add me on Steam. I have a post on Steam regarding the rules. I don't mind linking it to you. Let me know your interest, and we'll get you set up. We don't have that many participants. This is a friendly tournament. We're not going to take it very seriously. We need as many people as want to play. They're all welcome to play. So hit me up with your interest. But without further ado, let's talk about the Skaven and what we've learned and what we think that they need in the DLC and where these units are going to come to. I'm sure you've seen a lot of speculation videos, and all this is just an agreement with them. For the entirety of the Skaven roster, the only thing that's lacking is their monsters and their beasts. And it's not like they have to be invented. These are actual, they have actual units that are unused in their army books. The wolf rats and the giant rats, we may get one, we might get both. Like the warhounds and the wolves of Skaven, of Norska, excuse me. We're gonna possibly get both of those. I think we'll only get one. I think we're going to get, perhaps, we get augmented rat ogres. They may save that for the next DLC in Warhammer 3. I think we're going to get a couple of single entity monsters. You're going to get brood horrors, brood mothers. Maybe the brood mother will be ROR unit. But we're going to have, this is going to get filled out. And that's exactly what the Skaven need. They don't need anything else. But they do need something that can move faster than 75 or 72 speed. They need something that can intercept cavalry. They can block for their rat ogres. They can screen for their larger single entity monsters. They can screen for their doom wheels and their doom players. Something that can pressure enemy archers and enemy ranged if they go that route trying to shut down your ranged. Also, it lends itself to more rush builds. Now, Skaven aren't lacking in the rush department either, but it lends itself to a lot more options in a rush build. You could threat overload with, say one of your single entity monsters is probably going to be cheaper than a hell bid, say 1,000 if we don't get augmented rat ogres, but I would say we're probably looking at a single entity maybe 1,300-1,400, like a Vargulf. So you could afford to bring a couple of those instead of 4 or 5 rat ogres. And threat overload, and you could also afford to give them terror, whereas rat ogres probably don't. They don't merit terror. And I think that's really the only thing Skaven need: fast movers to block for some of their machines and some of their heavy monsters that they already have, and they need a couple more to fill the roster out and to make the price difference less of a thing. That way, I mean, you really, at this point, you only have two ways of getting mass, and it's a hell pit that moves really slow and can't intercept cav, or rat ogres that can't intercept cav and kind of suck. So something cheaper in the 400-300 range would be nice. And then perhaps the wolf rats, like I say, could be like a Norska wolf, maybe 500-600, depending on what they did. And you could really alter the meta of the Skaven builds. And along with Throt, if you're going to get a new hero character, which they may or they may not, we could definitely use a melee hero. A Beast Lord style hero would be excellent, as long as he was in the same vein as, say, like the Necrotect. He's super worth his value. He has two mild area of effect buffs that affect his constructs. He has a healing that you can drop 2 times. His cooldown's relatively quick, 60 seconds. And then his items also, it's an area of effect meant to help out him and his constructs, because he's going to be close to his constructs, dropping his abilities, his constant abilities. And then he has a single use cheap item for his constructs. And if the Skaven were to get something similar to that, I think it would be really good. It would make your monster play quite a bit more efficient. It would make your matchups a lot different. Whereas a lot of your standard matchups are a Spellcaster Lord and double Assassin because they're so cheap, or a Melee Lord or a Spellcaster Lord kind of stripped down, Plague Priest on a Bell, and an Assassin. I think it would shift up the meta quite a bit, and hopefully they didn't turn him into a Dark Elf Beastmaster, because the Dark Elf Beastmaster has nothing to do with beasts. He has one ability that affects beasts. It's 90 seconds, so it's doubtful you're going to get to use a charge ability twice in a game if you have to wait 90 seconds for it to cool down. And he has a 9-second net ability, which is okay, but it really, it may or may not fit his character. His item is something that only affects flying units. So the rest of this is just personal effects. That's an area effect, that's just a cheap generic effect. So in my opinion, he's really not the high Beastmaster. And if they were to dodge that bullet and give the Skaven an actual Necrotech style Beastmaster, that would be amazing. And I think that's something the Skaven need. They definitely need a melee hero. As far as the Lords, I think, we're going to get Throt, and we'll get a knockoff Throt. But I really hope we get a hero version of Throt that we can use to buff all of our monsters. And that'll be really nice, and a plus to the monsters in general. That's where Skaven really needs the help. It needs to go fast. Everything it's got is fast for what it is, but they don't have any fast moving cavalry. And I think I'm looking forward to this DLC, and I think it'll change the Skaven meta a lot, and I think it'll open it up maybe to more players, because you'll have more fast moving options. A lot of people love the fast moving, and they do not like the perceived stagnant playstyle of Skaven. So here's to hoping. Alright guys, thanks. Like, subscribe, sign up for the tournament, hit me up on Steam. See you guys later.